Hello, my dear students. Welcome to English by Heart channel. Today I will explain you Julius Caesar, Act 1, Scene 2, line by line. Before I begin my video, let me tell you that if you want any explanation from any chapter of ICSE or ISC English syllabus, maybe Macbeth, Julius Caesar, short story, poem, or from your English language paper, any essay topic, letter writing, notice, email, report writing, proposal writing, or any sort of grammar question where you have doubt, please put it in the comment box. I'll try to take up that topic in my next video. Now let us come back to our lesson today, that is line by line explanation of Act 1, Scene 2, Julius Caesar. The scene begins in the public place where we see a procession. That means a big crowd. Already we have come to know that Caesar has defeated Pompey and he is coming back victorious. So a long line of people following him, or some are his admirers. Caesar, Antony ready for the course. Antony ready for the course. So here we have a Lupercal ceremony that will come later. We have a ceremony here, they are celebrating something. Calpurnia is Caesar's wife. Next character is Portia, who is Brutus's wife. Decius, Cicero, Brutus, Cassius, and Casca, followed by a crowd of citizens and a soothsayer. Who is a soothsayer? A fortune teller. Now here we see so many new characters, as we have already heard about Caesar in the first scene. So now we are meeting him. Antony is a follower of Caesar. He is also a nobleman. Antony, and then Calpurnia, as I told you, Caesar's wife, Portia, Brutus's wife, Decius, Cicero, Brutus, Cassius, these all are noblemen. And now Caesar, Calpurnia, he calls out to his wife. Casca, peace ho, Caesar speaks. So Casca is saying, please be silent. Caesar is speaking. Next is Calpurnia. Caesar once again calls her. Calpurnia. Now Calpurnia responds, here my lord. So Caesar, stand you directly in Antonius's way when he doth run. When he doth run his course, Antonius. So here the scene begins with a festival of Lupercal, as in scene 1, last part we have seen how Flavius and Marulus were discussing about destroying the decoration on the images of Caesar, and then they were afraid also because it's Lupercal, it's a big ceremony, it's a big festival where if they destroy the decorations, so people's sentiment, the religious sentiment of the people may be hurt. So here is the scene opens with a Lupercal ceremony. Now this Lupercal is god of fertility. There is a race, many young people, many young boys, they run the race. There is a race, they run and they carry a leather straps. Now what happens, because it is a festival of fertility, whoever any woman who does not have a child is called a barren. So the woman, they intentionally or purposely stand in their way when these young boys or young men or any noblemen, they are running the race. So what they do, the one who is running or one who is racing, they strike them with that leather bands, and it is believed that the woman is cured of, or that curse of infertility is removed from that particular woman. So here Caesar calls Calpurnia because Antonio will be running the race. So to stand in Antonius' way, so that he will strike her with that leather strap, and maybe Calpurnia will be able to become a mother. So, stand you directly in Antonius's way when he doth run in course. Course means when he is running in the path or the route through which Antonius will be running the race. Antony, Caesar, my lord, he says, Caesar, forget not in your speed means when you run too fast, then forget not that to touch Calpurnia, to touch with that, leather band. For our elders say means old people used to say that the barren touched, barren means the infertile woman, touched means when these people, the racers, when they touch with that leather bands, these women in the holy chase means because they are running for God, shake off their sterile curse, shake off, they are cured of. They escape from the curse of sterility and they have babies. Antony, when Caesar says, do this, it is performed. There's one more line. I shall remember. So Antony says that definitely I'll remember, and when Caesar has said to do this, it will be done. It will be performed. So when you have said to touch Calpurnia, the moment she will be standing in my way, I will touch her. Touch her with that leather band. Now Caesar, next is Antony. Caesar speaks. Set on means start, proceed the race, and leave no ceremony out. Leave no ceremony out means start means go on, begin the race, and you please look into the point that no ritual. Ceremony here means the festival, there are certain rituals in every festival. So every ritual should be completed. Every ritual should be done. Now there is a soothsayer who calls out, Caesar, it is a big crowd, okay, big crowd of people, all have come, the citizens and other noblemen, all are standing in line and they are watching the race. They have come to watch the race. So amidst so many people, he calls out, the soothsayer calls out, Caesar. Now Caesar, who calls? He is saying, who is calling me? Casca. Bid every noise be still, peace yet again. So Casca is saying that everyone be quiet. Again quiet. He says everyone to be quiet. Now Caesar says, who is it in the press means crowd, that calls on me? Who is in the crowd that is calling my name? I hear a tongue, I can hear the voice, but shriller means sharp, I can hear the sharp voice than all the music, than any of this music, that is a sharp voice is coming out from the music or amidst the music that is played on. Cry Caesar means you are calling out Caesar, speak, Caesar is turned to hear. Caesar is turned to hear, Caesar is listening. Caesar is, giving you a ear. Before I continue, let me say that this is a very lengthy scene. So I'll not be able to complete it in one video. So what I'll do, I'll make the video in part 1 and part 2. So I'll divide the scene into two parts, part 1 and part 2. I'll now upload part 1, that means half part of the scene, and next half will be uploaded next Friday. So now let's begin. Soothsayer, beware, the fortune teller calls him, and he just straight away says, without any introduction, nothing, he says, beware the Ides of March. Ides of March, 15th of March. Ides is a Roman language for 15th. Caesar, who man is that? What man is that? What man is that? Who is that man? Brutus, a soothsayer, bids You beware of the Ides of March. So Brutus from the crowd says that he is a soothsayer, a fortune teller who bids you means who tells you to be cautious. Beware to be cautious about Ides of March. Caesar, set him before me, set him, bring him before me, and let me see his face. Let me see the face of the person, for the say face of the soothsayer. Cassius, fellow, come from the throng, come out from the crowd, look upon Caesar, and meet, come and stand before Caesar. Caesar, what sayest thou to me now? Speak once again. So Soothsayer approaches, he comes in front of Caesar, and Caesar says that, what did you say just now to me? Once again, just say it again. Soothsayer, beware the Ides of March, beware 15th of March. Caesar, he is a dreamer. Let us leave him pass. So Caesar thinks that he is a crazy. Dreamer here means he's just crazy. So no need to pay him any attention. Leave him and pass on. Let us continue. The trumpet sounds, exeunt all except Brutus and Cassius. So you know that the race is running. So people will follow the race. So Caesar and the rest of the person just leaves. That means they go and continue with the procession. Cassius, who is left behind? Brutus and Cassius. These two men do not go with the crowd, they just leave the crowd, or they just leave the procession and they stand apart from that. So, now Cassius, will you go to see the order of the course, the progress of the race? Will you go as the race is going on? Bruce says, not I, not I. No, I am not going. Cassius, I pray you do. I pray you do. He says that you must go and watch it. Now, Brutus, I am not gamesome. Gamesome, I am not a very sporty person. I am not a very person fond of sports. I do lack some part of that quick spirit, that competitive spirit, that athletic spirit of Antony. So he says that no, I am not that fond of sports. I am not a sportsman. I don't have that competitive spirit like Antony does. Let me not hinder. That means, let me not stop. I don't stop you, Cassius. Your desires, I'll leave you. So you can go. Okay, if you wish to watch the race, if you want to have fun, if you want to enjoy the race, you please go with the crowd. But I will leave you. I'll just leave you alone. Cassius, Brutus, I do observe you now of late, recently I am watching you, I have been watching you. So here Cassius says that Brutus, I do observe, I have been watching you recently. I have not from your eyes that gentleness and show of love as I want to have. That means I have noticed, I have been watching you recently, and I have noticed, I have not from, that means you seem less friendly. From your eyes, that gentleness, warmth and show of love, that means that friendliness that I used to get, I used to receive. You bear too stubborn. Now you have become very rough, very stubborn, very strict, and too strange. You behave like a stranger, you behave like a hand over your friend that loves you, and too strange a hand, that means towards over your friend, your friend who loves you have become strange means unfriendly. You are too unfriendly, hand means towards, over a friend, that means me, who loves you, Brutus. Be not deceived, Cassius, don't misunderstand me. If I veiled my look, if I show you little friend some unfriendliness, then I turn the trouble of the day's countenance. I days, that means because my troubled looks are actually, I turn the trouble of my countenance merely upon myself. The trouble, that means don't go to my looks, don't go to my expression or my behavior, because the trouble is no one. Countenance, the trouble that you see on my face, the worry or the irritation, whatever you see on my face, is actually upon myself, is actually from my side. It is directed to myself, not to anyone else. You are no way to be blamed. Vexed I am of late with passion. Vexed means lately I am having with my passion. Passion means I'm having some conflict of some difference. Difference means some difference in thoughts, in opinion, conception only proper to myself. Proper to myself, conceptions. Conception means the troubles, the conflicting thought, the emotions of some difference. There is some difference of opinion. Conception only proper to myself, concerns only me. That means I am only affected by my behavior. My behavior is affected by my own troubles, my own anxiety, my own worriness. I am worried, which gives some soil. Soil means bad effect, perhaps to my behavior, definitely, and it is affecting my behavior. My anxieties, my worries, the inner conflict, the troublesome thought that everything that is growing inside my mind is actually affecting my behavior, and that is having some bad effect. That is having some bad effect. And then he says, but let not therefore my good friends be grieved. And so my good friends should not take that trouble. Don't worry. Among which number means all the good friends, the count of the friends that I have. Cassius, be you one. You are one of the good friends that I have. Nor construe any further my neglect. So, should not consider any further, it is not that I am neglecting you, than that poor Brutus with himself at war. So, do not think nor construe. Construe means distance. Don't maintain a distance and don't go away any farther from me. Don't think that I am neglecting you than that poor Brutus. Poor Brutus, here he calls himself poor Brutus because he finds himself miserable. He is in a miserable state, so he calls himself poor Brutus, is actually himself at war. Himself at war, he is facing some inner conflict. He is having a war with his mind. Forgets the show of love to other men, and that is making me forget all my show. Show means show of affection. I'm forgetting to show warmth or affection to my friends, to others. Cassius. Then Brutus, I have much mistook your passion. Mistook, then definitely I should say that I have mistook your expression. I have mistaken. By means whereof this breast of mine hath buried thoughts of great value. So, and by means for that reason, whereof this breast means I kept to myself, secret means in the heart, breast here means heart. In the heart of mine, I have hidden, buried means hidden. I have buried thoughts of great value, important thoughts, worthy cogitation, some mental trouble, some important thoughts, some cogitation. Tell me, Good Brutus, can you see your face? Can you see your face? So he says that I'm also having a lot of important thoughts that I have hidden in my mind. And what the cogitation means, having that mental. Worthy cogitation, all important questions. Tell me, good Brutus, can you see your face? So Brutus says, no, Cassius, for the eye sees not itself. So Cassius is asking that, Brutus, can you see the worries, the anxiety, the tension on your face, how your face looks? So Brutus says, no, because the eye can't see its own face, but by reflection, by some other things. By other things means by other means reflection on some other surface, on the mirror. Some other thing refers to here mirror. Cassius. Tis just and it is very much lamented. Lamented means regretted. It's shame. Brutus, that you have no such mirror. Mirror here, Brutus is saying that uh, mirror means physical mirror, the object. Here, Cassius, by mirrors, Cassius means true friends. So that you have no such mirrors, true friends who will act as mirrors, as will turn your hidden worthiness into your eyes. Hidden worthiness, the value of yourself will turn means will show your own value in your own eyes, that you might see your shadow. Shadow here means reflection. So you have to look into the eyes, or your true friend should act as mirror where your own value should be reflected. I have heard where many of best respected Roman people, except immortal Caesar, speaking of Brutus and groaning underneath, groaning here means they grumble, they grumble, they are complaining of this age's yoke. Age's yoke means the suppression. Yoke is, it's used in the case of farming, for plowing, the two bullocks or two oxen. When two oxen or two bullocks, they are, log of wood is placed on their neck, they cannot raise their heads up. So the suppression, the dominance of the current government, the current rulers, the ruling party, they have, put that yoke on the neck of every people, and people are groaning under their suppression. So under their dominance, they cannot raise their head up, and have wished that noble Brutus had his eyes. Noble Brutus had his eyes were working better. He could observe this. He could observe the present condition of the country, how people are suffering under the dominance. Now, Brutus, into what dangers would you lead me, Cassius? What dangers you want to lead me into, that you would have to me seek into myself for that which is not in me? So he says that, Cassius, what dangers do you want me to lead into? By asking me, would you seek me? That means you're asking me to look into myself, look inside myself for something, for that which is not in me, that which I lack. What do you want me to see that I can't see myself? Cassius. Therefore, good Brutus, be prepared to hear. So if you can't see yourself, if you can't find yourself, then be ready to listen. And since you know you cannot see yourself so well as by reflection eye your glass, so by reflection let me be the reflection, let me be the mirror and show you your reflection. Glass here means mirror. So let me be the mirror, let me act as your mirror and show to you the parts, and show, modestly reveal, to show you yourself. Yourself means the part of yourself, that of yourself which you yet not know of. So which you are unaware. Not know of means you are unaware that these qualities you possess. and be not jealous on me. So here he is saying that be not jealous, don't be suspicious on me, gentle Brutus, were I a common laughter. I a common laughter, as if I am a clown, I am a fool. Gentle Brutus, were I a common laughter, or did use to stale with ordinary oaths? Stale means using some, stale and cheap vows, cheap oaths or promises, my love, my friendship, to every new protester, to every new friend, to every new person. So don't think that I am a fool, that you can think. First of all, don't be doubtful, don't be suspicious about me. Secondly is that I am not a fool. Okay, I am not a fool. I am not a clown that I will make false promises, or I don't think that every new person to whom I make friendship I tell all this. And then, if you know that I do fawn on men, I do fawn on men means that you know that I flatter men. I flatter men and hug them hard, and hug them hard means I also slander. Whatever I say, if I flatter here means the good qualities. If I am flattering someone, flattering here means praising. If I am praising someone and hug them hard, then I show, that means whatever I do it openly. Even after scandal them, and even if I criticize, if you know that I profess myself in banqueting to all the rout, and then hold me dangerous. So if you ever have come to know from any other source that I make friendship with people, see, and hug them. If you know means if you have come to know from any other source that I do fawn on men, I do flatter men for friendship and hug them hard and show extra friendliness or show any extra warmth, after means at their back, means after they have gone, in front of them I show lot of friendliness, lot of praises, and after they are gone I try criticize them. Then if you have come to know this, then I profess myself in banqueting, and if you have come to know that I spend time or celebrate or feast to all root means to all proclaim, all root, all crowd of people, then hold me dangerous. Then don't believe me. If you think that I extend my friendship to any sort of people, okay, to any common people or any ordinary people, then you can think that definitely don't tell anything to me. You can consider me to be dangerous. Then they hear a shout, flourish of trumpets. Trumpets are played and shout, people are shouting, the shout of common people. Because why it is off stage? Because on stage only two characters are there, Brutus and Cassius. So this shout, this sound of trumpets are coming from off stage, that means backstage. Brutus saying, what means this shouting? Why he hears the shouting? I do fear the people choose Caesar for their king. So he's saying, has it happened like that people has chosen Caesar for their king? Now Cassius takes that link, that Brutus says that he is afraid. Now Cassius says, yea, do you fear it? Then must I think you would not have it so. So he says that, really, Brutus, you fear that if people might choose Caesar as their king, then my must think here means guess. Then must I think you would not have it so, You also do not wish. I guess that you also don't want this thing to happen, that Caesar should not become the king. Brutus. I would not, Cassius. I don't, Cassius. Yet I love him well. Though I love Caesar very well, still I don't want him to be the king. But wherefore do you hold me here so long? Hold me? Why you have kept me waiting? Why you have stopped me here for so long? What is that you would impart to me? Impart to me? What are you going to tell me? If it ought towards the general good, if it is concerned, if it is intention, or if it is purpose, the purpose of your saying is actually targeted for general good. General good here means people of Rome. If it concerns people of Rome, set honor in one eye and death. Set honor, it meant, that means I do anything, set honor in one eye and death in the other, and I look on both indifferently, impartially. Then I am ready to listen, and I will look on both indifferently. That means don't think that because it concerns Caesar or you want to say something, definitely it is like in one eye I have its honor in one eye and death in the other. That means even if it is meant my death, I will look both on indifferently. I will consider the matter. I will consider the matter being impartial. For let the gods so speed me, give me good favor, grant me good favor, as I love the name of honor. For me, honor is more than the fear of death. So I don't want to live a long life under any fear. Rather, I want to embrace death honorably. So it's a long scene. I stop here. I will divide this scene into parts and upload the videos. So that's all for today's lesson. So if you find it helpful, then do like, share and subscribe. Thank you.